stay still, the thoughts of you are sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. Point stands, but you know you don't really call me like you used to. But I know you try. But I've heard you've been here before. But I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. Babe, I wanna know, is it heartfelt to maybe just a little? Cause you don't really see me like you used to. But you hold on to me, cause all you do is settle. I've heard you've been here before.
You forget to push a button.
It happens to me all the time. I have to push buttons and I forget which one to push.
That's funny.
We were supposed to be dancing.
I was dancing. Behind.
Do you want me to put the song back on?
Ooh, no. I mean, I always dance at the end too.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It's a different dance.
It is a different dance. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry about that. Happy Cinco de Drinko.
Oh.
De Mayo.
De Mayo. De Mayo.
De Mayo. You're from California. You should be able to say Cinco de Mayo.
I can't. I can.
Well, because, I mean, it's basically a California holiday.
Yeah.
I mean,
Southern. It's like Southern West.
Yeah, but I was just like, yeah, it's true.
Western, Southwestern.
Of North America, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not Mexico. Well,
No.
definitely not, but not much of Mexico.
No, totally.
But it's mostly a Southern California.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look it up.
That's it. We're done.
And the end. Shortest episode.
Happy Friday.
Ever.
It actually wasn't a super long week this week.
Forget you.
I mean,
That was a
it
very
went by really
edited
fast.
version of the other words.
It went by fast.
Okay.
So, I mean, I did leave the state and then come back.
Yeah,
and
okay. So
things
don't.
happened, but it was like, it didn't, I don't know, it went by so fast that I can't be like, oh man, it was such a long week. I was like, where'd the week go?
I'm exhausted.
Me too.
Not physically, just brainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, not physically, but brainly.
Yes.
Like behind my eyes are tired.
And he still won't sleep, so it's fine. Just living this.
What do you mean? I sleep.
Yeah.
I've actually gotten up earlier this week than I've ever have.
But you go to bed at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, I understand, but I was just saying. Yeah, I didn't sleep that much this week.
No, that's what I'm saying. You go to bed at 1 and then you get up at like 8, so that's
I did do that, didn't
7
I?
hours. But usually you get like 10 to 12.
Yeah, no.
It's like 9.
Like probably 9 hours.
9 to
8.
10.
I usually do 8, 9, or 10 hours.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Hi, Ryan. He said hi.
Hi, all.
Oh, we're gonna start off with our normal.
Yes.
Our
It's Cinco de Drinko, Cinco de Mayo.
Well, I have to complain about this because I've already tasted this. I went to Total Wine to get tequila. I knew what I was going to get, and I let the person upsell me on this tequila. And I shouldn't have. Because it's too vanilla-y. You know what I mean? It's not that it's sweet. I like the saltiness of tequila, and I don't like so much, like, I don't know. It's too vanilla-y. You can't mix it with anything. All you can do is drink it.
We might get to that in the rant of the week.
Well,
she may have changed
like
it.
May have been I have like 18 things for rants,
She
but
may have changed it. I have 8 in my brain. We have a list
that's on
from
my list.
some of our viewers. Viewers being like our family. Because, that's 99% of our viewers, which is
Becca
great.
said maybe it's too much agave. I don't know. I don't know what agave tastes like. But is agave like vanilla-y tasting?
I think so. Yeah, because you can make a
'Cause it
sweetener
doesn't-
out of agave.
Yeah, but does it taste vanilla-y?
I've never licked agave.
I mean,
I don't know. That's
could
not
you
a person's
taste
name,
agave
is it?
without having to lick it?
Hopefully it's
You
not a...
just
How?
taste-
How could you taste agave without putting your tongue on it? That
Hey,
makes
you
no
said
sense.
Lick agave. I'm just saying you could taste it without having to
Because
lick.
it sounds so much funnier if
Lick
you
a
said if
leaf.
I lick agave, like agave's a person.
All right, cheers me already.
All right. Slanchava.
Salud.
All right.
I'd add salt. I never add salt to tequila.
Yeah.
It's too vanilla-y. I can't do it.
Okay.
Anyways.
That's fine.
Then, let's bring out this one. So Scooter went to OPB.
Yeah. Oak Park Brewing.
And he got a
Today.
sour beer, which we don't do sours. We've tried many, and we have yet to like one. So he brought it, and he's like, I think you're going to like this one. And I was like, nobody likes a sour. So.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I was like, well, maybe if I mix tequila with the sour, it'll balance each other out because I don't like sours, and I don't really like this tequila. So it's okay. But again, the vanilla is so forward. Like, you can't even taste the other flavors of the terrible. I mean, that's not a terrible beer, but of the sour beer.
No, I mean, I think that's.
So it's a bummer.
Yeah. The history of it.
Add it to tequila. That's what I'm saying.
And we'll talk about that too, because I'm actually going to mention them a little later. But yeah, I went to Oak Park Brewing today for a couple reasons, to pick up some stuff for a fundraiser that we're doing for the music program tomorrow. But I went down there, and I think we'll get into that. I actually put a couple things there. But you go up there, I'm picking up some beer. They kind of know me now. So he was talking about this beer that tastes like a margarita, because it's Cinco de Mayo, and it's a kettle sour, which I'm not a kettle sour fan. I want to be, and I've tried probably over the years at least 50.
Oh, at least. It never happens.
At one time we had a fridge full of 3-packs.
Yes.
Because beers, they come in a 4-pack. I was like, wow, this tastes good. I bring it home. I drink a couple sips of one can,
then,
pour it out,
yes.
and then 3 cans sit in the fridge.
Yes, we gave them away.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine, Rodney, Laura.
Yeah. I think we still have some down there.
Laura, I gave her like a full 24-pack of ciders and just stuff that I was like, Scooter loves this stuff. And I talked to the guy, the beer tender that was giving me today. I said, every time I try a sour, I have a placebo effect because I'm at the tap room and the culture's going on and everybody's like super vibey. And I was like, everybody's got the curled up mustache and they're all brewers and all nerdy. And I was like, yeah, this tastes delicious. Then you take it home and go, that's not what I wanted. Yeah. So that was like $20-some. It's
right.
But she's drinking it. I haven't even tried it at home yet because I was like,
I think it could be good with better tequila.
Maybe.
It needs the saltiness of tequila, and the one I got is not salty. It's vanilla-y, as I like to say.
Vanilla-y.
Vanilla-y.
Okay, so
let's get started.
Yeah, we're kind of already started. We're always going to get started. So we'll just talk again, and for the foreseeable future. Look at me.
Such a big word.
Our sponsor is Elever Consulting. These are put on it as a podcast format. Our whole Pull Up a Chair podcast network is sponsored by Elever Consulting. Thank you so much, Lucy Zhang, for making sure that we don't have to pay for that to happen.
Yeah.
It's just, we have to do it a little bit of labor of love. And then she makes sure the cost of having these podcasts up and maintained is covered. And we appreciate that. So make sure and check out eleverconsulting.com. It can help you no matter where you are in life when it comes to just organization, getting a new job, making sure your job is good. It's a lot of research-based information. So also on that note, I want to make sure, and I'm shameless plug for Sarah and Scooter podcast. We made these little stickers.
Oh.
All right.
Almost.
No, they're there. See?
There you go.
And or you can put it here.
There you go. That's probably better.
It's getting there. Sarah and Scooter. Oh, Sarah and Scooter. Because I'm holding it weird. But I made them with little QR codes. Kind of something. We want to make stickers because of the little chibis that were made, little caricatures that were made of us. But we kind of got an influence of some other podcasts that have QR codes on their stickers. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Genius.
And it takes you right to our link tree. So what we're saying is if you're watching this show and you really enjoy it at all, let us know in a private message, a DM, or a text, because a lot of you are just family and you love us anyways, no matter what we do. We'll just send a few to you, to where you can go ahead and put stuff around the area. So we're very thankful for the people that do watch, even though we're very new to doing the live stream.
Yeah.
At least doing the Sarah and Scooter podcast live stream. I've been live streaming since 2016.
Dang, heck old.
Yeah. But I have fine-tuned it thanks to Ryan and his camera knowledge and my fumblery. But if you want those stickers, make sure and message us, text us. We'll send you a few because we only bought like 50.
Every chat. Urel says hi and she wants some.
Oh.
You got it, Urel.
Oh, and what's funny is I think I already have Urel's address. If I'm not mistaken. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in, Urel, because it means a lot to see the people out there that we only know through the internet.
Yeah. Becca wants some too.
There's a few, Becca will get some.
Yeah.
Because she goes out of, yeah.
Because she leaves her house all the time.
She leaves her house so often to put stickers on stuff. Put them on your kid's backpack.
All her tax clients.
No, thanks, guys. I mean, we're not doing this for any sort of funding or anything to that effect. We do this literally just for fun. Yes. So we really enjoy it. Yep.
Oh, old
yeah,
Becca.
I'll mail them to you, Rebecca, because you don't leave the house. It's fine. So that was kind of the sponsor thing, and because this couldn't happen without you guys. If nobody was checking in and watching or listening, we'd probably still do it.
Yeah.
But it makes it a little bit more fun for us and a little bit more cathartic.
Yes.
For us when we do have people in there, it's more of a
It's like
release.
even watching Jeopardy. Like all the big words are just coming out.
What?
Cathartic.
I use a lot. That one was rough. Actually, there's a few words I said. What did they say? Coerced.
Yeah.
The other day, I texted even and spelt
yourself.
it correctly, and I was like, "Wow." I was like,
Ridiculous.
"Thank God for autocorrect because it didn't look right."
Yeah.
When I was like, then I checked the spelling before I sent it, and I was like, "No, that's the right word." I have to do that a lot. So yeah, thanks guys. We'll send them out to you if you give us a message.
Yeah. We'll make notes.
All right. Yeah, and we'll watch the chat. At least Sarah will for a little bit.
Yep.
No, she won't.
What?
Ah.
Good thing.
Good thing. This is our little segment where we make sure to start off our podcast after the housekeeping part of it, and talk about a good thing that's happened to us. Usually, we try and stick with
The
last
last 7 days.
week. Yeah, between the last time we went live.
Yeah.
Or the last time we recorded to this moment,
Yes.
we like to start off most of our and this is a practice that we've done for years, actually, at our dining room table at family meeting on Sundays,
Yep.
Sunday nights at our family meeting with our kids. The first thing we do is a good thing.
Everyone has to share a good
Yep,
thing.
doesn't matter who you are. So, you guys can share good things too, and we will read them out loud.
Yes.
We will put them on here. If you want to put them in the chat, we will definitely read them out. Go ahead.
Mine? Okay, so mine is the kids had prom. It was junior, senior prom this last weekend.
The kids or one kid?
Well, it's the whole school. So, I mean, kids had prom this last weekend. And so we had Mariah come down to go to prom with Mariah. And those two so Mariah, we make fun of her all the time because it literally takes her all day to get ready. She was home by herself. I mean, we were with her, but she had the bathroom to herself for like hours on end. And somehow she still ended up being late. She still wasn't ready on time. And then our kid came home from her helping her other friend get ready for prom. Mariah did. And then she was trying to get herself ready. And then the two of them together, they put their nails on before they did anything else. So then they couldn't put their contacts in. They couldn't put their earrings in because their nails were so long. They couldn't figure out anything else. It was just so much fun. And I am the least girliest mom that I know. So I can't really help with anything. I painted Raya's toenails. It was iffy. I put earrings on them because, I mean, that was easy enough. I could do that. But it was just fun watching them get ready together, and it just made me laugh.
I have to share something.
Oh, the picture?
Yes. Okay, so see if I can do it just on the wide. I'll share one picture. Let's do this. Sarah, right there. and then see if you can see it. Jump up,
Almost. There it goes. Perfect.
Right? Okay, so cute, right? And then, whoop, such a good focus camera. That was the result, and this is
the aftermath.
No, this is what happened. No, this is what happened.
This is what it took to get there.
Yes, what it took to get there. Let's see if I get there. Why is this one not focusing?
Nope, doesn't like it.
Almost.
There it goes. Coming. That's the kids' bathroom after the girls were in there all day. It was insane. I told CJ, don't go in there. Just don't even attempt it.
She told me first. She goes, don't go in there.
Don't do it.
Don't. Just leave it.
I
was going to lose my mind.
Paint. There was brushes on the floor. There was makeup in this bathroom and the downstairs bathroom. There was just things everywhere. And it was amazing.
And it's not because I'm a big like YX chromosome kind of guy, but okay, if Tony, you're watching, you're a girl dad. Yes. You're an actual girl dad. You ain't gonna be able to handle it, bro. I know you. Like, Tony, you're gonna lose your mind when these things start happening, and it gets worse as it gets older, as they get older. So
it was funny.
We pray for you.
Yeah, we literally just shut the door and said, when they come back tomorrow, they'll figure it out. We didn't even try.
Like, you couldn't even find the toilet.
No, there was things on it.
No, it was.
You couldn't use the sink because there were so many things. They left the curling irons plugged in. They left the flat iron plugged in. There were so many things on the countertop that the bathroom was not usable.
So, and if you're listening to this like on our podcast, make sure and just come on over to our YouTube channel and watch it. I think I don't know how far we are into the stream, like 15 minutes into the stream. So come over like 15, 16 minutes.
See the pictures?
Like
oh,
yeah.
It was special.
Yeah, maybe we'll put it on the socials.
Yeah, it's funny.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put it on the Sarah and Scooter Instagram page.
So what's your good thing this week?
Oh, I should probably.
Do you have multiple?
No, actually, well, not really. It's all one thing. The other day, I have kind of this thing that I've been working on for this last year or so. Is if somebody like crosses your mind for a reason, like in your brain a few times, like in a few days or something, and there's still somebody you keep in contact with, or you still have their number or something like that. It's not like nostalgia, like, remember that kid back in third grade?
Yeah.
It's somebody that you recently know or haven't talked to in a while or stuff like that. Reach out to them.
Yeah.
Because last week I was Will Jones. Mm-hmm. This week I made sure and go hang out with Peter Heldorf.
Yeah.
So and he's a friend that I've had probably 6 years.
Sounds about right.
6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Kind of when I was starting out Time to Tabletop. They were he was a manager of one of the breweries that kind of took us under their wing in a sense of like, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And we went that forward. That brewery is no longer anymore. That's another whole story. But the human beings behind the stuff still exist,
yes.
Right? Just because a business shuts down doesn't mean the human beings that made something amazing aren't still there.
Right.
So I made sure and reached out to him, and he's like, yeah. I was like, he's kind of in a similar situation as I am. Like, his wife's doing a lot better than he is when it comes to business and stuff like that, financially, not emotionally or anything like that, but financially. So we're both kind of doing some side hustle for our spouse.
Yeah.
Those types of things. I mean, I can't say I'm a stay-at-home dad because we both stay at home. So that's not really how that works. But no, we went down this place, a soul food place down in Midtown. No, Oak Park. It was in Oak Park.
What's it called?
Fixins.
There you go.
It's called Fixins. It's a soul food place. I had chicken and waffles.
You know who it's owned by?
And also had collard greens.
He used to be the mayor of Sacramento and a former Kings player.
What?
Yeah. Johnson. I think his last name is Johnson. Right, Becca? Pretty sure it's Johnson.
Is every black person in Sacramento's last name Johnson?
There's only 4 of us, so yeah. Just kidding.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah.
Anyways, continue.
That's a whole other topic. But
Kevin Johnson. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I did not know that. I just went in there because I asked for 2 places she would suggest, and it's always like, let's try out something. It was either bacon and butter, is that what it's called?
Which is delicious.
I was going to go to bacon and butter. or go to Fixins. I haven't been at Bacon and Butter, and I know I really felt like you'd want to go to Bacon and Butter, and you wouldn't want to go to Fixins.
No, I'd go to both.
Oh, Fixins has chicken and waffles, which you're not a fried chicken person at all.
I'm not, but I will
Stereotype
try.
broken.
I will try every place, and then we'll just make that determination. Because I've had some good chicken and waffles. It's just not. I'm like, oh, I have to go find me some chicken and waffles.
It was really good. I felt like the portions were right. Like sometimes you get chicken and waffles. Like, why is this waffle so huge?
Yeah,
it was like
not enough protein in your carbs.
Well, it's because they're saving money on
right.
giving you a waffle, but they didn't. No, this was good,
yeah.
and the collard greens were really good. They do have shrimp and grits and all that kind of stuff. I didn't have any of that stuff, but then at the end of the meal, Peter had some strange idea that I was going to eat dessert. Okay. So he ordered dessert, and at these places it's soul food.
Yeah.
So dessert is never going to be like a little tiny sliver of cheesecake or what. No, you're at a soul food place. The biggest, I mean, it was the size of like the stream deck, right? It was that big. Showed up with 2 spoons, and I go, no, I'm good. A red velvet cake.
Oh, you didn't bring me any red velvet cake?
I asked you if you wanted anything. You wanted me to bring something back.
Was there chocolate chips in it?
I have no idea. I didn't eat it.
There's this thing about, for some reason, Southern red velvet cake, they put chocolate chips in it.
I don't know.
It depends. And then they don't always have cream cheese frosting. I'm picky about
I don't know what the frosting was either. It did have a frosting.
You didn't take a bite?
No.
What the flip?
I ate 2 pieces of, I ate a drumstick.
You take a bite.
And like a thigh and a waffle. And do you know what I usually have for lunch? Like nothing.
Right.
Like I usually have like some carrots.
You always take a bite.
Some wheat thins.
One.
So I was stuffed up to my throat.
No.
I couldn't even finish my Arnold Palmer with sweet tea.
Oh, that's still terrible.
That was a.
Oh man.
That was a sugar overload.
Now I have to like go buy a piece to see if it's.
Well, let's go down there
next week.
But that's my good thing, because it was a really good catch up with a human being that I appreciate his opinions, even though they differ completely from mine. We're on completely different planes of existence in a sense.
Yeah.
He's a theater kid.
Yes.
He's an adult, but I was like, but he grew up theater. He still does like cabaret.
Yeah.
Still does that. Still plays like kind of that rockabilly music. He's kind of a percussionist. Yeah. And they're playing tonight. Actually, they're playing tonight.
We're not going.
Oh, we're not. We're right here.
Next time.
So really cool guy. But yeah, and then I happen to be a block away from Oak Park Brewing.
Yeah.
Jeez, hands. I just punched a mic.
That's fine.
Oak Park. So I went over there. I was going, hey, since I'm down here, let's see. And then I go in there and get a 4-pack, and that'll be later. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, because I thought that should be one of my rants. All right. You have any other good things this week?
No, I just want to fixate on that. Fixate on the fixins.
Good job. I liked it.
Nailed it.
Did you make our ditty?
It's called a sounder, right? I did not make our sounder. What do we do? Oh, I did not make our sounder again. Yet again, this is what, 5th week in a row that I've said I was going to make a sounder.
It's okay. Everyone knows how it goes now.
I worked 4 straight days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week on a volunteering project.
Yes.
As a volunteer, I worked 0 for my company and 0 for her company.
I may have nominated him for a position
that put me in that. Yeah.
Your kids are only kids for so long. They're only in school for like 12 years. So you should do all the volunteering.
For 12 years.
Then you're done.
And then you have a few of them. So now it's 20. No, I don't resent that part of it. Just sometimes the human beings, behind it. So that being a segue, we'll give it to
the week. Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
Rant of the week. I don't know if that's really going to be the sounder.
No, we just
but it's going to be close.
It's pretty fun. Okay, so I would like to dedicate my rants, a lot of them, to Tony, because Tony sent us a bunch of topics, but they were really just rants, but I felt like they were legit rants. So the first one, he said, why are tickets so expensive?
What do you mean tickets?
Driving tickets.
Oh, speeding tickets.
Well, there's
They're not going to get a ticket for driving. You don't get a ticket for driving. There's those. It's like saying
Yes.
It's like saying hot water heater. It's a water heater. It makes it hot. You're not going to heat up hot water.
If you run a red light, you're not getting it because you're speeding. You're getting because you're running a red light. That's a driving ticket.
That's a driving violation.
Whatever.
You don't get a ticket for driving. You get a license for driving.
I almost said Hakuna Matata.
No.
That's not what I was thinking. But that's what came out.
See, my words are good. This is the 1 week in a row where my words sound good for once.
Hakuna Matata. But I kind of agree because I feel like, and we were talking about this earlier, is that if you're driving like significantly over speed limit, right, they give you a bigger ticket.
Yeah.
But sometimes like the carpool violation is like as high as running a red light.
Yeah,
I don't understand that because that's not the same risk.
And when Tony put that in there, I was like, why are you speeding, bro? I was like,
we all speed.
We do speed. But if you're following the flow of traffic and that kind of stuff, I was like, I am definitely a rule breaker. That's for sure. But there's certain things that I was like, I talk about time being a social construct. Also, the rules of the road are a social contract.
Right.
With other people.
Yes.
Right? So if you're going with the flow of traffic and you're going 11 miles an hour over, nobody's going to pull you over for a speeding ticket. If you're with the flow of traffic.
That's true.
That's true.
Yes.
Right? But if you're driving 11 miles an hour over the speed limit and you're going through cars, you're going to get pulled over. So to me, the speed limit and those type of things, that's a guideline for a social contract with other people that are on the road. But when everybody gets together and decides to go slower, when traffic is slow, let's just say it's jam packed and there's places where you have a minimum too. There's freeways that have a minimum.
I know.
Well, let's say the traffic is backed up and everybody stopped.
You get a ticket then?
Is everybody getting a ticket?
They should.
No. It's the same part. Is like if everybody's going 70 and a 55. They don't give you a ticket. But the police officer, I've seen it, at least in California, CHP, will get in front of everybody and start going back and forth and pulling everybody back.
Yeah.
You don't get a ticket.
That's true. Because it's too many.
Well, it's not too many. It's just like you could take the time to do that.
He could not get all these people tickets. It's too much work.
That's my point. It could be done. All I'm saying is when you get a ticket, now that was my first reaction to the message. Right. Then when you said what you just said, now that doesn't make sense. Right. Now I would lose my mind.
Like why is
because HOV being in the fast lane, that's a traffic. It's supposed to help with the flow of traffic.
Right.
It's not a danger thing.
No. But the ticket is very high.
Running a stop sign.
Rebecca knows.
Running a stop sign or running a stoplight, that's dangerous because you're going against the social contract.
Right.
Not just the law. I mean, the lights are there. Yes, it's the law, whatever, but it's also to establish a norm.
Right.
Right?
But I also find it interesting that realistically, the amount of the ticket is it's not like everyone who speeds. If you're like, if you're going 0 to 10 over the speed limit, your ticket's this much. The police officer gets to decide how much that ticket actually is because they could also not write you a ticket whatsoever and give you $0 worth of the warning.
So everyone needs a DWP.
That's true.
That's true. I was like,
if you know what that
is, where were you driving, Tony? Because if everybody was lighter than you, they might have thought you were something else. That's it. And I say that lightly, but it's true.
Yeah.
It is very true. If you don't know what a DWP is,
right?
You should. Well, you're a WP.
Yes. So that was rant 1. Rant 2.
You're just going down.
I'm going down his list.
You're just going down your list.
Well, it's Tony's list.
I'm just
taking it over.
Repping Tony tonight.
So rant 2, and I just experienced this on Monday. Why are the airline seats so narrow? Tony, he even said he's a smaller individual, and he still feels like they're small. The other day, because I was running late for 2 flights, which sucks, it was the same day, I ended up getting like the last person on the plane. I was all the way in the back. There was only 1 row behind me, and then legit a college football player sits next to me, and I'm like, Now what? I couldn't move. I couldn't even bring my little tray down because there was zero space. And it's not like he was just like all over the place. He's just a big person. So, I mean, I'm with Tony. The seats, I feel like they're like this big. Even when I sit next to you, we move the little arm thing so that we can actually share 2 seats, but it's so friggin' small.
That's the first thing I do when we sit down is because I'm not huge, but I'm not small.
Right.
I mean, like I was weighing myself today. I'm like 227.
Just a guy thing. I'm not telling you how much I weigh.
But how about this though? There's a difference. When a guy tells you how much he weighs, you can kind of go, oh, he's probably right. That's this big. If you say that about a female or a double X chromosome human being, you could usually tell you can't really tell what size they are, because if they're muscular,
right,
they could be thin and heavy.
Yeah.
You know?
We're getting off topic though.
So
airline seats. But I also don't.
That's something too. I really do feel like, and it's, to me, it's like, remember, what are those big cookies that came in the plastic bag? Grandma's cookies or whatever they're called. I felt like when I got older, they got smaller.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like that one's true.
Yes.
But maybe it was just me. Maybe it was a concept when I was a little kid and had little hands. Like, oh, this is huge. But nah, I feel like the airline thing, I was like, I've been an adult for a while.
No, it's legit.
Like, but things it's just small. Like, is this a European plane? No, it was built in the Northwest. Right. It's Boeing. 90% of the planes that fly in the United States are Boeing.
Right.
Not Airbus.
Yes.
Boeing.
And my thing is like, because like if you fly United, right, they have first class and they have like premium seats and they have the seats where like good luck that you could fit in the seat. But if you don't make a ton of first and premium, then there's no other choice but to sit in the ones where we're stuck back there. So make the whole plane the stupid premium seats. Just charge more money.
Oh, that's a solution.
Just charge me more money.
Just make a premium plane.
Yes.
Like every ticket is $400 plus.
Right.
Hey.
I mean, something to where, I don't know. Or I even like the little planes where it's just 2 seats, because then I know it's just me and you.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah.
I mean, because then we can fall out into the aisle.
Yeah.
They don't roll a cart in those anyways.
No, they don't.
They're like, what was the other? We looked into this at one time because we do have a friend of ours that has many children, and they're pretty well off also.
Yeah.
They would just rent a plane.
Yeah, they charter
a private
flight.
jet.
Yeah.
They charter a jet. And realistically, it's not as, I mean, if you have enough people going,
yeah,
it's not as expensive as it's not as much as you think.
And you're already paying $400 to $500 a person. Check on the flight.
Do the math on that.
Flight,
I was like 7 times 400. You know, you're looking at $3,000.
Right.
Right. So you're looking at $3,000, and if you could charter a flight for like $4,000
or $5,000, and you don't have to deal with any of the TSA stuff,
you get whatever food you want.
Exactly.
The restrooms are just yours.
Yes.
Everybody can walk around, do what they want.
Exactly.
For a longer flight. Yeah. I was like, it's, if you can afford it.
Yes.
It totally makes sense.
Yes.
So, and go the other direction. I was like, if you can't afford all those kind of things, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have an armrest shoved up your butt. Like, that's just what you're gonna do.
Ryan said, can we please get local hazy IPAs on flights? Can we get local anything on flights? We don't do local drinks on flights. We have friggin' gooseneck.
Hold on.
Unless you're going to Hawaii.
No, there was some plane, I can't remember what it was. It had a local Oregon beer that it's like they did a promotion once. Oh. It was a very small plane, small flight, and it was complimentary.
I
don't want to say free. It was something layover. I can't remember. It was something coming here and doing stuff, and I think they had to I had to have a layover in like Portland.
Yeah.
For some reason, just to come see you or something like that. This was like a while ago, and they were promoting some local Portland, Oregon brewery.
Yeah.
And everybody was offered, and not everybody took it, but I was like, I'll take 2.
Oh, that's what Becca said. She said flights to Oregon have local beer on the flights, but that's the only one she can remember.
Okay, so there is something.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Who's flying in Oregon where you get a local beer?
It had to be with, like, because normally I would come to down here to Sacramento and then SeaTac.
Yeah.
But something like that wasn't available, so it had to go through Portland.
That's so weird.
And this little tiny plane,
Huh.
late in the evening, it was not too late. It was like 8 or 9 p.m.
Yeah.
They had local beers.
That's weird.
For no additional cost.
That's weird.
I'm like, yes, please. After my own heart.
Well, there you go. Fly to Oregon. Maybe we might get a
So
local
I would make. I mean, this is supposed to be rants, but
yeah, it's a rant.
the rant is not all y'all get that.
That's true. We don't.
Only I'll get that.
Yeah.
So rant all you
and
want.
Becca. All right. Next one. Why don't they have meals on planes anymore? Why do pretzels suffice as a meal?
They have meals. We've had meals.
We have a meal if the flight is more than 4 hours, I think, is when you get a meal.
Yeah, it's right. It's at 4.
But any shorter. Okay, so I'll say this, Tony, that if you fly United, because I know Bailey's about to fly United, you can pre-order your snacks and meals before you get on the flight.
True.
And
it also depends on what
you're flying.
airline you're flying.
Yeah.
With. And what seat you have.
No, so what seat you have determines how much it costs, if it's free or not. But anytime on the plane, if you have a fancier airline, United's fancy-ish, you can get snacks and pre-order them and have.
And they're little
ready.
box things, and we've had those before. Yeah. But also,
and the length of the flight.
If you're in first class, there are meals.
There are. No, it depends on the length of the flight still.
Right, but
Yeah.
I mean.
I think they just flew from Seattle to Anaheim, which
I
feel like should have had a meal.
Why? How far is that? That's only a few hours.
It's got to be at least 4.
4 hours? How long's the flight? Anybody? I mean, I'm not going to look it up. We could, but then that'd be a really bad show. I think there's a paradigm shift because when I was younger, back in my day, when I get on a plane, like meals were all the time.
Right.
But the airports were just like you show up, get your ticket, go, and board. Mm-hmm. And there might be a gift shop.
Now you eat at the airport.
Now airports have full on like high-end restaurants and all that. So I think that's been the shift is like, if you didn't eat at the fancy restaurant at the airport, that's on you, bro.
You're out of luck.
Right? Yeah. You were we asked you to show up 2.5 hours early anyways.
Right.
And you didn't. So that's on you, bro.
Yes.
I think that's their attitude. I don't agree with it 100%, but I think that might be the financial structure now that has changed. I have to look into that because I feel like that's different. So Sarah and I have a tendency to show up very early. For that reason, we'll just sit down, we'll have a burger, we'll have a beer.
Only when we're together.
Yeah.
So if we fly by ourselves, we're like, as soon as I walk into the airport, it's time to get on the flight and it's time to go.
That's not me. So maybe it's just me.
Pretty close.
No.
You don't sit in the airport as long as you used to. As long as when we're together, we could be there for 2 hours. But if you're by yourself, you're like...
Well, but we're spoiled because of Sacramento Airport is amazing.
Yeah.
So, no, I think that's kind of the shift, though. I remember... Gosh, because I've been hopping on a plane since I was like 15.
But the other sucky thing is, so like...
And I remember there's been nothing to eat. You could do you put money in a thing and get some snacks, and that was it. That was the airport.
So next week, I'm flying to Orlando, right? So I have a flight, and then I a short layover, and then another flight. If there's not enough time to get food on the flight, but my flights aren't 4 hours long, I still have no food. I'm still living off pretzels between 5 a.m. to when I get to Orlando.
I agree with
by
that
5
too.
p.m.
And I also come from the era of there was peanuts and almonds. Yeah. Like if you got almonds,
I'll take some protein.
That was an upgrade.
Pretzels, what am I gonna do?
But now everybody's nut allergies.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Like, come on.
Did you want to throw one of yours in?
The way I look at it was like maybe, I mean, if you got allergies to nuts and you're on a plane, bring your own EpiPen, man.
I kind of agree. Because, I mean.
I was like.
Or charter a flight.
I was like, you're going with a group of people. You know, if I'm going to the zoo and I have allergies, that's my problem.
Yeah. I agree.
So that's a rant.
I know. Did you want to throw one of yours in before I
think I only had one.
Okay.
No, I had two.
Okay,
but mine sound less specific. Did you already go through Tony's list?
I did.
Okay. So, this is okay. So they're kind of light, but wasting other people's time. My medicine is, how do I look at it? When somebody goes, I just need a few minutes of your time.
Yeah.
that's, what do they call it? A trigger phrase for a trigger. It's a trigger to me.
Yeah.
Because I know way too many people that say, I need a few minutes of your time. Hey, can we chat for a second? Hey, can I give you a call? I get triggered.
Because you know it's longer?
Because I know this person won't shut up. And I'm not talking about this just person. I'm just saying multiple people in my life. Hey, can you give me a call? I need to chat. I was like, that's never a good sign, right? If you are asking a short question, if you're actually asking a short question, you can text it and I can give you an answer.
No, that's not always true.
Okay. That's my experience. Okay. Because, hey, I just have a few things, a couple things I want to talk about, and it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That 5 minutes is now 90 minutes.
Right. Wait, I gotta read Bailey's message because this is why I say it's not true. Bailey's like, I say, do you have a second to Sarah every day? But again, that's why I say it's not always true, because she is very concise. She's like,
that's
okay,
different.
It's this and this and this.
That's different. That's a whole different situation. Okay. All I know is and I'm not talking about like my family. I'm not talking about family. I definitely not talk, because family, I take time, and I was like, call me, let's hang out. I'll hang out on a Zoom call or a phone call or FaceTime or whatever. I got you. I'll put aside everything, for my friends and family and all that stuff. But I'm talking like business stuff.
Yeah.
If you can send a binary question to me, binary question. Basically, the question is, did you see the email?
Right. That's not a phone
call. But
call.
instead, you say, hey, can you call me real quick?
Right.
And then I call them and they say, did you see the email? Right. I'm like, what? Well, I mean, you asked me a binary question over the phone. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But they're asking you because they want to talk more about it.
No.
Even though there's nothing to talk about, they still want to talk more about it.
But then say that. Why?
People don't know how.
People do know how.
Not all.
The problem is
I know what he's talking about.
There's been a shift, and it's not just one person. There's other people too, but there's one specific. It happened today.
Right.
But I was like, there's this shift of, it depends on where you're from too. And I really feel like there's this, and I hate putting it on because I don't like isms, but I have noticed from when I moved from the Northwest to Sacramento, that's a big shift for me.
Yeah.
Because I could ask a question to a lot of people I did work with and business with in the Northwest, and they would just give me an answer and we would move on. Yeah. Now I come here, we can't just get a straight answer.
No, it's a discussion.
We got to discuss it and talk about how we feel about it. Right. And I'm like, it doesn't matter how we feel about it. We have to do it.
Right.
Right?
I said, did you want eggs? And you said, well,
when it comes to eggs, do you know how they treat chickens nowadays? I mean, I was like, do you want an effing egg or not? I was like, yeah. So, and I get very frustrated with those. I internalize it. That's probably why my blood pressure has gone up, because I internalize most of these things. Yeah. With the people that I work with. Well, I say work with, that I donate my time with. Yes. Because I don't work with them. They give me nothing in return. I donate my time with them.
Cooperate.
That's not a partnership.
Partnership.
It's not a partnership. If somebody's getting paid and the other person is volunteering, that is not a partnership.
Yes, it is.
How?
It's just a partnership. It's just how it is.
That's somebody volunteering.
We're not ranting about that.
It's literally called Rant. It's a rant of the week.
I'm gonna do my last one.
No, you did a whole list.
I know.
This is a funnier one, though. This is a funny one. This is my rant. Like, when I go into a place, now it's going to be bad and good. So,
I know what I was going to say.
No, you don't. Did you read my sheet? When somebody decides to look at me and make me try something.
Yeah.
You did this tequila thing. I was not on board. Okay. I don't like tequila. You even said that tequila didn't taste good.
You do like tequila.
Oh, like one or two types of tequila.
You like shaken tequila with lime and a little ice.
It depends on the tequila.
Or on the beach of
That's different. That's a placebo effect.
Just saying.
For sure. Placebo.
Anyways, continue.
All I was saying is, like, I'm going in there. I'm still iffy about this sour beer that we brought home. she decides to pour some tequila that she goes, it tastes really vanilla-y. It's not my favorite. And then mixes it with the sour that I'm already iffy about it, mixes it and goes, try this. I'm like, okay, these are two things that I'm already like, I know I'm not super cool with. And I have something in my hand that, I bought a great, nice IPA from OPB. So I have that. I say, go ahead and try this. I was like, no, I know I'm not going to like that. But let's go on the flip side. It's also when I go into a brewery and I have a placebo effect and somebody has me sample something, every time I get a little sample of something, and we're talking about beer now, but I'm talking about anywhere.
Anything.
Like little pieces of candy.
Doesn't matter.
It could be a guitar string.
Yes.
It could be, anything. If I get a little sample of it while I'm in the moment.
He has to buy it.
It's mine. I got to have that.
I gotta have bought the flipping beer. I forced you to try it. You brought a 4-pack home of beer that you don't even like so that we could do something with it. Like, what the? Yes, you should try it. You bought it.
I know. So here's the disclaimer. On both of these rants. This is why these were funny to me. Wasting other people's time, because long story short, when somebody says long story short, what they mean is long story long. Mm-hmm. Right? So I've been saying long story long because I'm the worst at this myself.
Yeah.
Takes me an hour and a half to say goodbye to a 20-minute meeting.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying I'm the person that also does that. And I'm also the person that goes, man, this is the best thing ever. And everybody needs to try this. Yes. This is amazing. So I'm also that guy. So when I wrote those rants down, I was going, oh, crap, that's me.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very funny to me.
That's hilarious.
So,
yes.
I was excited about that.
Yeah. The other thing is you don't know what you don't like.
I don't know what I don't know.
I've had you try so many things where you're like, no, I don't like that. I'm like, just try it. And you're like, okay, that's kind of good. I'm like, I know it is.
No, I agree with that.
So yes, I'm going to have you try everything, especially when you bring the friggin' beer home for the purpose of mixing with tequila because it's Cinco de Mayo. And they'll be like, I don't want to try it. What the? You bought it. Yes, you're going to try it.
I bought it for today.
Jeez
even.
Louise.
That's the best part.
Ugh.
Yes, I don't know what I don't know.
Yes.
And I'm still growing up.
All right, so I'm going to go. Here's my last rant for the day. Sorry, so many. Last one. There are 2 shows that I watched this week. I am not a super emotional person. I'm not. But there are certain things that will always bring me to the brink of tears. One is watching a male cry over something that I find emotional and they find emotional. Like if Scooter cries over something that I also find emotional, I can't handle it. Like it's too much. And also, there are certain TV shows that always get me. So we've been watching this show called Million Little Things, and it was the series finale.
Not season.
Series. The whole series is done.
Conclusion.
And a great show.
If you watch a show, are you gonna do any?
No, we're not gonna go deep into it.
Whew,
we're broad brushing this. So it's a really good show, and they ended it really well. And
perfect.
Just super. We're not gonna say perfect. They ended it really well,
so
right?
Good.
Super emotional show. I'm in tears. Scooter's been in tears since the moment they said go from the beginning of the hour.
Since the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Every episode makes him cry.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But the one that we just watched was really, really emotional. So I went from watching that one where I'm just like, F you guys should make me feel so emotional. And then I watched this show called Firefly Lane on Netflix.
I don't know that one.
Jiminy Christmas. It is about these.
Sounds stupid.
You actually might like it.
I'm just kidding.
So it's about these 2 women who have literally been best friends since they were 14 years old.
Oh, no.
And it's their story. And it goes back and forth between like when they were little to when they were older and back and forth, whatever. But then I watched that show and then I watched the season finale of that show the day after. And I'm just like, I can't take all of the tears. I was up there trying to work and watch the show at the same time. And I'm like, please don't let Scooter come up here. Because I'm literally just bawling my eyes out at the end of this show.
Oh my goodness.
It was just so good. And it just made me think of, because it's not a if, it's a when, right? That you have to lose some of your best friends.
Yep.
And it's that moment of like, no. And the way that they handle it was just so good. And it's like, if you have a
rant?
best friend, watch it. So here's my rant.
Stop making good movies, good shows.
I'm tired of crying. That's my rant. I'm tired of watching shows that make me cry and that are really good. That was my rant.
Because there's so many times, there's a lot, but there's certain shows or certain things that we watch and experience together. Music will do that to me too. Like if we go to a concert, And there's a song that I was like, I'll lose it.
Yeah.
I will lose it. I'll start jumping up and down, but I'm crying and I'm excited.
I don't have that.
Oh, it happens every time we go to a festival because there's got to be at least 3 bands and a few songs. They're just like, God, it's just, I needed this.
Yeah.
And then these is like we sit on the couch and we're trying not to look at each other.
Oh, I can't look at him.
Like she's like, and I'll go like, and she goes, nope, don't look at me.
No.
So, but then I was like, oh, I need to use the restroom, and then I go in the bathroom, and then it's just like ugly cry, and then I use the restroom and come back out, and I'm like, oh my God. So that happened a lot over that episode. Was a lot of ugly crying in the bathroom.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, again, it's like this thing is like making me try something. This is me.
Right.
But Million Little Things, if you haven't watched it, watch it from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
And we're talking
it's
the
really
beginning because it's the story arcs do the characters justice.
Yeah.
And it is about, how do we put it? It is about, it promotes closure. It promotes resolution. It promotes being honest with each other.
Yeah.
It promotes asking for forgiveness. It promotes it's okay to
So
screw
good.
up and still be okay with each other. It promotes, to me, it promotes a lot of positivity, but it also, there's suicide. There's
It gets real.
bad stuff in there that like you just got to deal with.
Yeah.
That's real life. So, and it's overacted because it's
ABC.
American.
But
It's American
it's good.
TV.
So I'm
Which
just gonna
story?
say, I just wanted to win. Band of Dads.
God, my God.
Those are it.
Just wanted to win.
Just wanted to win.
If when you see the series, if you guys watch this in the series finale, that was the moment that just destroyed me.
Becca, last 2 episodes, just watch it without Orville. Bring the tissues.
Destroyed
Good
me.
luck.
When somebody says, I just wanted to win.
Good luck.
Lost it.
Ugh.
Okay.
All right, that's all I had. Those are my rants.
That's rants.
Tired of crying
So-
on the shows.
Are we doing anything else, or are we just powering through again? I don't even know what time
We're
it is. Oh,
fine. We're good.
Shh.
Advise me not.
I shushed her because we have a sounder for that one.
Well, you always shush me. That's okay. I've learned to deal with it.
Okay, so what were you throwing back? Your
my-
braids that are pulled back and tied up. So this is our segment. Advise me not. I don't know what it's going to be. We've changed the format a little bit to where Scooter has no idea what it is.
We do know this week. This week we.
Not really. I don't know what we're going to say. We don't
That's
plan
true.
it. We don't plan what we're going to say that much unless it's like right before the show. Or
Yeah.
This is a very unscripted.
I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah, it really is. We just have segments that keep us flowing.
Yeah.
Your 28-day cycle keeps you flowing.
What?
No.
I have to tinkle.
See, there's a thing here, and but it is a segment we really don't know much about. We know very niche things,
Yeah.
but we have opinions about everything. So advise me not. It's more about opinions than it is about giving you advice. We just want to spark a conversation.
Wait, I have to say something. So Bailey said they paused the finale to watch us. Oh, Bailey, I'm sorry. You got to go back to it.
That's insane.
I feel like you should have just skipped us and powered through it because
it's
so emotional.
Million Little Things. We're talking about that. It's something that there's a group of us that watch it and then have to talk about it and have to wait. It's too much.
Yeah, I don't envy anybody who's gonna watch it.
So, can
Anyways,
you
continue.
do the subject?
Yes.
And then go tinkle. I'll put it on me
thanks.
for a
Okay.
little bit.
So I'm gonna say the subject first.
It's literally what I just said.
So there's this thing that's been really big right now. And I feel like it's increasing in popularity. It's Chat GPT and then like all the AI stuff coming out. And we were going to talk about one, how it's changing what everyone's doing, how it's changing like the game, basically, how you're adapting to it, how is it affecting you? And without sounding like, it's going to sound terrible, without sounding like we're super old, how do you adapt to it and allow it, because it's going to be a thing, right? How do you adapt to it without being like, I don't do self-checkout lanes, like that kind of vibe of, I'm just not going to do AI and Chat GPT because I don't believe in it and it's going to take all the jobs and blah, 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 because it's inevitable of where we're going. If you've seen the Jetsons, just kidding.
Got it.
It's inevitable.
I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to hold down the fort here while she uses the tinkle room. All right. So I'm going to try and stay on this camera. I don't know if it's camera 1, camera 2. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to reiterate. She says how it's changing who you are and how do we adapt. So here's how I understand Chat GPT. And this is most of these subjects that we are pulling through here, if not all, Tony's rants, our own rants, where we're pooling from information from people that we know and people that we asked and people that are probably watching. So ChatGPT, understanding what it is, it's realistically, if you don't know what it is, you can look it up. But from my understanding of it, and I'm not saying that I'm 100% correct, but at being somebody that's a little bit like music adjacent and writer adjacent, I mean, we have published some books and I do some music. It definitely does affect the art realm more than it affects anybody else at this moment. Will it affect other people eventually? 100%, 1000%. But what ChatGPT, it's kind of a broad brush. It's more like an AI. So ChatGPT is kind of it's like saying Bitcoin when you're really talking about cryptocurrency and NFTs. Okay. So it's kind of like ChatGPT is one form of AI that's out there that does certain things. Now, everybody's gone on the bandwagon of saying ChatGPT, when realistically it's just a huge pool of information that has been programmed for artificial intelligence that can not think for itself, but it can pull and pool all the information that's available to it and then create something out of it.
Yes.
That's, I think, what everybody's referring to when it says Chat GPT, because it's really just artificial intelligence, and Chat GPT is one form that got it. Yeah, they got it working better than some of the others.
Yeah.
But everybody has a version of it, including, and I was finding this out today. This literally today. That was funny you asked it. That some of the big music, what is it? Industry conglomerate. What do you want to say? The producers, publishers, they have their own form,
right,
that they've been working on for years for AI.
Yeah.
That is creating it for the music industry. So I have listened to the Drake AI. I have listened to what's the other? The Weeknd has an old version out there. They've also done versions to where you can hear Paul McCartney as a younger Paul McCartney sing a new Paul McCartney song.
That's creepy.
So it's real. And I think the big thing is how it's changing who you are as a person.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're into. Like, it may never change your life at all because maybe you don't care.
Yeah.
Right. And that's okay to not care. And it's also okay to be stubborn about it, but just know that it's not about one of these things like you can't fight it if it exists.
Right.
If something exists, stop fighting it and find a way to work with it and have it coexist.
How can it make your life better and easier is the thing. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am not one of those creative people. Like, I could never put into a Chat GPT and be like, I want you to design this, because I don't know what I want yet, But you think about, like, we've used Arial to make our logos and things. And, like, I could never go to an AI and be like, I want you to create this, because I don't even know what I want. I have to have a person telling me, well, what about this? Otherwise, I'd be at that stupid Chat GPT thing for friggin' 3 months trying to figure out how to make a koala the way I want it to look.
But I think that's the kind of thing, though. It's like you can just give it the highlights of what you want, and that's the idea. But that's you as a user, right? And then we're just getting like Urel said they did a whole Selena album using AI, and yeah, that's very common right now.
Yeah, it's Biggie.
Well, the one we saw on the other podcast, but I'm a gearhead when it comes to guitars, music, production. I'm just a gearhead. I'm not really knowledgeable in it, but I'm a gearhead. I like the stuff, and I like to understand how it works and those types of things and in the music industry. So I do watch a lot of those types of channels, and nothing but AI and ChatGPT has been popping up for at least the last 2 months.
That's crazy.
So I've been watching a lot of stuff on the back end on not how it works, because coming from IT, and some mild programming, those types of things. I have a basic understanding of how pooling information to come up with a conclusion works. It's literally a matrix,
right,
guys. You have multiple inputs, and then you have a set sound of outputs.
Right.
That's the definition of a matrix. So I understand it to that point. So it's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Since the first computer in the 50s, it's existed. But now we have so much data that we can pull from. I mean, when you're sitting here on your phone and scrolling through stuff, it's collecting data.
Yes.
Okay. It's collecting data on you and all those times. And every time something gets recorded digitally somewhere, when it comes to, let's say, a Nirvana album or another, like, whatever old school, you could say the Mamas and the Papas, Jimi Hendrix, anything that's been put in digital form, now there's data that can be pulled from that.
Right.
So right now, this happened today, so it's funny that we were doing it. I was watching a stream of people that they put into ChatGPT. I think directly it was actual ChatGPT. Write me a guitar solo like John Mayer.
Ooh.
And the ChatGPT gave them the chord progression and then put the guitar solo, and they learned it and played it. It sounded like a John Mayer song. That's like crazy. It's a John Mayer song. It used the A minor diminished, and it sounded almost like, oh my gosh, I've heard this song.
Yeah.
But you haven't.
Right.
Right? Same concept that we've heard. So it exists.
Yeah.
So how it's going to change the music industry is where I'm the most interested in it, because right now I feel like there's a lack of creativity anyways. When it comes to the music industry, I really do. I feel like artists are already using loops and then just putting some words on top of it, which is, you want to discuss Drake with me all day long. I will, because he's auto-tune and I think it's just, I can't even start, because I think I was watching, his name's Rick Beato. I was watching his thing on AI, and he was watching another gentleman who does reaction videos, and he was watching the fake Drake, and he's a Drake fan, and he paused it and goes, "This guy's better than you, Drake." Like, your ghostwriter. He's literally said, your ghostwriters have nothing on ChatGPT
Right?
for what they're writing right now, because they're taking all your good stuff and putting out something new. And you're just you're hiring people to write your lyrics. Right. So we got to look into that point. It's like, we've lost the creativity in music. I don't say we've lost the creativity in writing. So I think music's going to, here's my personal opinion. Music's going to be first. Yeah. Music's going to be first, because it's already built into an algorithm, and music is one of the biggest things that's already been digitalized. Right. So music's first. Next is going to be probably writing, because we were talking about this earlier. It was like creating a book or being creative and having ChatGPT create a book. And she's like, well, I mean, we've heard those things that ChatGPT put out, and it's kind of like, doesn't sound right. I was like, so in other words, you don't need a writer. All you need is an editor now. Right. So you put ChatGPT to work, and you send it to an editor, they clean it up. It's a novel.
I also think, because we have a kid going to college, could you imagine being like, hey, ChatGPT, write me an essay for my English class on Shakespeare and the difference between this and this, and then you just edit yourself and just be like, all right, because ChatGPT isn't going to plagiarize. Like, it's built to not steal other people's works. Yep. So it's never, you don't have no issues ever with plagiarism. It's insane.
And it can source.
Right.
Those things. So I look at it, how we're coming to a shift, right? We're not coming to a point where it's bad. Right. Stop thinking things are bad because, it's like bad, and we can say we need to get rid of ChatGPT. I was like, the last thing that happened was Napster.
I was going to say self-checkout.
Well, Napster, self-checkout. And let's go all the way back to the invention of the calculator. I mean, that pissed everybody off.
Right.
Right. So you got to look at it like it's not about the tool that's the problem. Right. And we invented this tool.
Yeah.
We asked for it to be invented.
Right.
Our economy and our social constructs have asked for this to come to fruition.
Yes.
And now that it's here, they're going, well, that's too much.
Panicking. Yeah.
I was like, well, we created this. We funded the military and funded different companies to do more AI work. And we're pumping money into that.
Yeah.
And then something gets out there and then we're thinking, oh, crap, it's Terminator days.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, yeah, maybe that could happen.
And it happened. I feel like it happens so frequently that people get so scared every single time. Every single time it's like, well, now it's going to take jobs. And every single time I feel like technology is proven it's not taking as many as you think it's going to take because people still want people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you're going to write a song, when you're going to write a book, people still want people. They don't want the technology writing things and doing those things. They haven't lived through anything. They're pulling from experience of people who have, but it still isn't that feeling that you get. So people still want people. So that fear of, oh, it's going to take over. I'm like, not really. People still want people. I still want to talk to somebody when things happen.
Was it Uncanny Valley? Is that what it's called?
I have no idea.
Is that what it's called? Can you look that up? I think that's what
Uncanny Valley?
Uncanny Valley. I think that's what something like that. To where, when you're playing a video game and it's so realistic, but you can still see that person on the screen of the video game is just something's off.
Yeah.
And you can't put it. What is it?
Almost human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, look at me. I am on a roll. And I'm not looking up anything right now. But there's something that I'm passionate about. Some things I am. And there's always something that's a little off. It's like it's almost human-like, but you're like, something's just a little different. And I think through music, how popular music has changed to be so digital and so on beat.
Yeah.
Instead of having that natural little bit off every once in a while, that people are now used to this perfect rhythm.
Right.
And now AI is going to come out and you are not going to be able to tell the difference between what's real and recorded by a human being and then put into a program. And writing isn't there yet, but it will adapt because the more information that we put into it, the better it's going to get. Next, I feel like next thing is going to be movies. Movies is going to become the same thing because how many times we watched, what was that? I think it was a trailer for, gosh, dang it. Unreal Engine 5, which had Keanu Reeves on the screen. Now, 90% you could almost tell like that's Keanu, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? It was a digital version of it, but it was so close. And that's like, it's exponential. So what are we going to do with that piece of information?
Right.
Are we going to still stare at our screen and just watch these things and accept them as entertainment? Yes, we are.
Yeah,
because it's entertainment.
Right.
Right? There's a whole slew of people out there that really don't care. If the music sounds good, they're going to listen to it.
If the beat's all right, she'll dance all night.
That's true. And that's how we live, right? But there's still a human connection that we're going to go, hey, let's watch this together. Let's listen to this together.
Because at the end of the day, when I go to a concert, I don't want to go to a concert and just see a screen of AI with lyrics on a screen.
Some people do, though.
I don't want to go to karaoke. I want to go see actually somebody perform the music.
But some people
they do.
People
still want people.
Yes, they do. I'm just saying it's not going to, people, not yet. Then I want to be like old school. Not yet. Will people go away someday? Probably. And the planet will do much better.
No, I don't think so.
But, I mean, I
dogs are taking over.
No, Night of 1,000 Cats. Is that what it's called?
Oh, God, no cats.
Remember that? Yeah. Watch that show. Yeah. Where were we? Anyways, what were we talking about? We said, how is it changing who you are? Yeah. How is it changing who I am? It's making me very inquisitive, for sure, because I have a lot of passion for music and what drives people and those things. And I think when it comes to new popular music, it's too on beat for me. There's not enough what I call push and pull.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with Peter too earlier this week. There's not enough of like, it's okay for it to not be 120 beats per minute the whole song. It goes down to 119 and has a little like, whoops, that there's a human behind that. And then how do we adapt? That I have no freaking clue.
Just live.
You know? I mean,
You'll adapt.
not just accept it. Don't just let it go. Oh, well, that's just the way it is. No, it's not that. But I say, how do we adapt? Get educated.
Yeah.
Like, look something up. And don't just look up on Wikipedia. And don't just scroll through TikTok and Instagram and go, this is all fact.
Right.
Like, look something up where somebody did some sort of research. And
it wasn't just AI.
I think we've said this before. It's like, and compare.
Yeah.
Compare three or four
sources.
Well, I would say 3 minimum sources. And if they have crossover information, then you're probably on the right track of something being true.
Yeah.
That's always been my mantra.
I always think for like the industry that I'm in, that it could go towards that, right? It could go towards that whole people can put their information in and they can get data out. But not really. And here's why. Because people are liars. And even if you had an AI who was like, well, I took all the information you input and then I looked at your website and I looked at your everything else, people are still liars at the end of the day. And that is why my industry was never going to go away, because people are liars. I mean, realistically, it can never, because an AI can never go do a physical visit. It can never go and have that one-on-one conversation with people, because people are liars. I mean, honestly, it sounds terrible, but it's true. People will fudge and say what they want to say to make themselves sound better. And the only way that you're truly going to know what is fact is going to go see it for yourself and sitting with somebody and asking them questions and seeing their actual response. And AI right now where we're at isn't going to be able to do that. They can do all the research in the world and look at all the websites and all the Facebook posts and Instagram, and they could totally come close. It can come close, but it still can't do it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And I think that's where we're all at. I was like, if you did a video walkthrough of your business and it was going to an AI.
Yeah.
Not right now, but I feel like in the future they're like, oh, I see. Hey, why is that person? They're not in the right position. But
that's the issue. Because of the industry I'm in, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter what the actual facts are. It doesn't matter what the AI can see. Because at the end of the day, someone's still going to make a decision. A human is still going to make a decision that says, this is my client and I give them the benefit of the doubt and I want this to happen.
Now.
Oh, it's going to be forever.
No,
money is a thing.
Oh, I understand that. All I'm saying is I do actually understand it totally. But I'm saying until the person that makes the rules adapts and not adapts, but what do they call? Uses AI. It starts going, not
downhill, guys.
Not adapts, but what is it called? Oh, whatever. Okay, now I'm done. Too many big words. I've had my limit. I think I had 5. It's over.
It's over.
I get 5. I get a 5-a-day limit.
It's over.
5 a week, and I use them all today. No, but until that becomes part of their mandate and part of their procedures is to verify with AI.
Right.
And the AI is kind of, let's go back to Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Remember, it was like Idiocracy had a human and an AI president.
Yes.
And they had to agree.
Yeah.
And that means nothing ever happened.
Right.
Right? So.
Great movie, too.
It's tongue in cheek, but scary at the same time. It's scarier to me than Terminator.
Yeah.
When it comes to that.
Real.
Yeah.
Well, good. I don't know if we advised anyone, but it was a good conversation.
I mean, does anybody have any input on? I mean, if anybody wants to throw anything in chat, we will circle back.
Because oddly enough, the people that I know who listen like consistently, they're very like artsy people. So they do the design and photography.
And I think that's why it became a subject.
Yeah.
Because it's coming after the arts faster
yeah.
than anything else.
I don't know. I mean, as somebody who doesn't have that creative eye, I can't put into a system, I want this. And then it comes out and I'm like, well, that's not what I want, but I can't really tell you why I don't want it. I just know that's not it. But if I talk to a person and they ask me questions, again, it's not yes or no questions. It's more, I don't know how to explain it, but it's more of, I don't have that creative eye like you do. You can look at something and be like, oh, this needs to change, and this has to be tweaked a little bit, and this has to happen. I'm just like, that's not what I want. Well, why? I don't know. It's just not it. Well, can you give me our input? Can you? No.
But that's how that when I was talking about uncanny valley, it's like it's so close, but you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
You don't know how to correct it.
Right.
It's so but AI is figuring out what those little tweaks are and adapting them.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's growing so fast recently, because it's finding it knows the research of what stimulates an eye to find something that's not right.
Yeah.
Right. And then make it pleasurable or make it eerie or concerning or sad,
I feel like it's really going to change the game for AI is the betting industry. Because, man, talk about the amount of research an AI can do where you're like, hey, I want to bet on this. What should I bet? How much should I bet? Who should I bet on? And they could pull all the research and be like, well, it says you should bet on this. And I'm like, but who's determining that that's what I should bet on? You know what I mean? It's one of those things of like, there's no gut instinct anymore. It's like odds. I mean, it's truly, to me, it's
so
like.
if we're not if you're going to be in like a progressive industry, or an ever-changing industry, which every industry changes, but some of them change quicker. So if you're in one of those industries and you're not figuring out how to use AI for your benefit, you're going to be left behind.
That's true.
So we have to look at that. It's musicians. You're going to find musicians now that are not going to be. They're still going to be somehow. They're still going to become musicians.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to label them, because people who sit behind with a mouse and a keyboard, we call them athletes, which by definition is
Esports.
But by definition, they're not.
No.
But we've adapted them to be athletes now, right? So, but it's the definitions of words change.
Yes.
So we look at it the same way. It's like, so a musician, we're going to find musicians are going to be people that know how to use AI correctly.
Right.
And make it so it's a good song and make it popular. So your musicians are going to become more of parameter setters and marketers.
Yeah. Billie Eilish.
They're gonna figure out how to market and set parameters, correct parameters that are popular.
Yes.
I disagree with you on that one, because she has an actually very talented brother, Phineas.
Does she? How do we know?
What?
How do we know he's not AI?
Well, I think I haven't seen him
How
personally.
do you know?
How do you know half these people aren't
right?
AI?
How do you know that what he created wasn't actually AI creation?
We don't.
Right. Exactly.
So maybe he's just ahead of his time,
Yeah.
and maybe he's just
Exactly.
I've seen videos. I haven't seen him personally, but I have seen. What?
I saw him in concert with her.
No, but I've seen videos of him doing a production, like moving stuff on a computer and doing it by himself. I've seen that.
Yeah.
But maybe that video wasn't real. We don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Scary.
Mad Hatter.
So do you want to start a new segment?
I don't know. Now I gotta refill my beer. I've been so excited. Oh, so what are we doing?
Ryan's gonna tell us what we should talk about.
Oh, are we doing that then? What are we doing?
Or it's what's up in your area.
No, we can do bonus round.
And just call it Ryan's round.
Yeah. Well, we'll call it bonus round, but hold on.
Bonus round.
Oh, she already put it on me. Okay, so
He's still there.
I don't know if Ryan's still there, but he did promise that we were going to. Well, they didn't promise, but we put out a poll. I don't know what we did. Oh, it's already there. So we don't know if we need to make sure that Ryan's on every one of our lives, because we really had a good time last time we did a live with Ryan just pumping out a bunch of questions for bonus round. So she's saying something to me, but she's not on the mic. She's yelling over there. So I don't know what she's saying. I have headphones on. It's really complicated. But the idea was for us to pull up random questions out of a deck of cards. But then Ryan just made it his own show, his own segment. And I think we really enjoyed that. Because it was just questions that we would never even think of. I didn't even know we were possible.
He already has one.
Yeah, I know. I'm sweating, but I was
You're
vamping. I was vamping and giving
All right,
the premise
before
behind
this-
why we made this decision.
We're gonna do our Friday shot again.
This is my second one.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You don't have to get up to like noon tomorrow.
It's lunch of a.
Salud.
Ugh. Yeah, I have a long day tomorrow though. We all
Yeah,
do.
that's fine. Okay,
All right.
go ahead. What's the most embarrassing? What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while drunk?
Go.
So,
I know yours.
do you?
Now I know yours in our time frame. That's about it.
I don't think I've ever been drunk before our time frame.
Oh.
I didn't really drink before then. Scooter just caused me
Oh
to drink.
no, that's not okay.
Oh, tell me what mine is. Now I want to know.
It had to do with a drive home and a water bottle.
Me?
Yeah.
Did I pee in a water bottle?
Nope, you threw up in one.
Oh, that's not the most embarrassing thing for me.
Oh.
So my most
Maybe it was
embarrassing
just for me.
So my most embarrassing thing, and we're almost a year to the day that it happened. No, we're pretty close. Is when at my mom's memorial or celebration, and I
don't
find it
find that
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
No, it was embarrassing to me
Okay.
because
Can you
Nope.
talk about it now?
I mean I would try without crying, but is when
So I'll zoom in on you.
Yeah.
Sister.
It was a whole day, right, of not eating, just drinking. And then we did the whole celebration. And at the end of it, when it was time to clean up, I literally passed out.
Let's do it. Hold on. Before she tells you the details. The beginning was memorial. The end of it, she's in the ER.
Right.
That's how that day, that's the beginning and end. I'm in the ER holding her hand while she's not conscious.
Yes.
All right.
And so, again, it was a lot of drinking, no eating. It was hot. It was like 100-something degrees. We had been out in the sun. And to me, it was embarrassing because I like took the focus off of what it should have been. And that's why it was embarrassing to me.
Oh, I can see. I mean,
that to me that will, I don't know that I don't have anything that will ever be more embarrassing than that for me.
I mean, I can see the embarrassment of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense because it's hard for me to see that because like when those memorials, like the memorial was when her mom passed and we didn't call it a memorial.
Celebration.
Yeah, it was a celebration. But at those moments and those kind of things, you are my focal point. Like, how is Sarah doing?
Yeah.
You know, and she was enjoying herself. She was with her friends. She was with her family.
Yeah.
She was giving hugs. She was dancing. She was
It was a
enjoying herself.
blast
So I was
until
like,
it wasn't.
yeah, and it happened so fast.
Yeah.
It happened. I mean, we're talking like in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
She walked outside to catch some air, and then everything changed.
Yeah.
She fell,
It was bad.
and it was bad. But took 30 seconds. But so I could see that. I was like, because everybody else had their own vantage point of what was going on in that moment, and then the vantage point, everything pointed to you.
Yes. And
So,
I'm like,
okay.
I literally took a focus off of something it should not have been me, and it was, and so that will forever, until I do something more dumb, will forever be my most
But
embarrassing.
I look at this. I mean, and me from an outsider. I'm an outsider, of course, because I wasn't born and raised with all these humans. But I do know that there's a few hubs in your family, and there's less and less as time goes on, which is strange to me. I feel like there should be more and more as time goes on. Yeah, and that saddens me too. Because I know that there at a point there was Kernan was kind of a hub, Paul was kind of a hub.
Yeah.
Hugely, your mom was the hub.
Mom was the hub.
And then when we lost her, the other hubs just kind of gave up.
Right.
And went their own way.
Yeah.
Which was really sad. So, but at that moment, I do know, at least in your family, there was a time where you were the hub in this family. Like people would come, like weekly, people would come to our house and we'd have breakfast.
Nobody comes over.
Now nobody does anymore. We still visit. I think we go down to Fresno. We go down to other people's houses, but they don't come up here as much anymore.
No.
Even Rebecca, goes down there more than any of them come up here.
Yeah.
And I think that goes kind of back to some of my older rants. It was like, stop making excuses because you have kids.
Yeah.
I mean, because we travel. My daughters, both of them travel with kids, young kids. Rebecca still goes down there with kids.
Yeah.
So it's not about, you know.
Getting off topic. But...
No, we're really not, because that is one of the most, to me, I didn't see it from that perspective for you. Okay. And you are one of the hubs. So I feel like the focal point on you is you're always going to have, no matter where we're at, whatever we're doing in a group setting, you're my focal point. I was like, how is she doing in this moment? Until I have a few drinks and then everybody pays attention to me. And I was like, oh no, this is about me. So, do I get one? What is this?
Wait, I gotta read theirs. So Ryan says, he steals things when he's drunk.
Oh, hold on. There's a difference between stealing things and collecting memorabilia.
No, there's not.
There's a big difference.
There's not a difference.
There's a difference.
And Becca says she slapped a few people.
I don't know if that's embarrassing.
That's an interesting question, because there's questionable things you've done when you're drunk versus embarrassing things. Because
everything
I've
I do
been
is
to Vegas multiple times while drunk. Questionable things.
Yeah, but not embarrassing. Like, everybody's doing it. Right. If everybody's doing it, it's not embarrassing.
Well, it's Vegas. So you're no one knows what's happening because we're all in the same
Yeah, everybody's stuck to the concrete.
Right.
It's like so gross and sticky over there.
We'll be back soon. Just kidding.
I'll be back in a week.
Yeah.
A week from today.
All right, ready?
Oh, I don't get the answer?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
What's your embarrassing thing?
Was there more?
Well, no, he has a new question already. Becca says it's embarrassing for them.
It is embarrassing for them. But what's embarrassing for you, Rebecca? That's the question. What have you done?
What's embarrassing for you?
Me, I don't get... I think what the most embarrassing realistically is when I get to the point where I'm just blatantly mean to you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen that often. But probably once a year. Well, maybe more than that.
No.
It's about once a year. Where it's just like we're having a really good time and I'm keeping all my emotions inside.
Yeah.
And then I have one more drink.
Yeah.
And it goes over, and I'm it's not like I scream or yell, or I just get mean.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's it's my frontal lobe just shuts down. And I think that's one, but also there was this time I was probably 15 or 16. The only time I've ever blacked out in my life.
Oh.
I've only blacked out once, and I was like probably 15 or 16. So maybe I fell asleep. I was young. I don't know. No, it was like I don't black out. I remember everything, and that's even worse. I feel like the next day. But I had peed all over myself in the back of my friend's car.
Ew.
And we still went out and went to another place. I was like 15 or 16. I was like, I had parachute pants on. I mean, this is how long ago this was. Parachute pants, like.
So just held everything in there.
Like pre-MC Hammer, like parachute pants. We're talking full on 80s. And I was like,
that's so
we're
gross.
Going. But afterwards, I was like, what is wrong with you, dude? Because I found myself trying to be like, I'm trying to hook up with the ladies and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I smelled like pee.
You peed yourself, so you had to smell like pee.
No, it was, I was drinking a lot of water then.
No, you weren't.
No, I all I remember is like that was pretty embarrassing. Afterwards, at the moment, I was like, I didn't care.
Yeah, well,
but
no one cares.
But that was, and I think that's the only time I've ever like peed myself while I was drinking. But I was like, not a joke. Maybe I was 15 or 16, which is, if you're 15 or 16. And you're listening to this. It's the dumbest thing you could do. But it was the 80s, and there was literally nothing else to do.
Yeah.
There was nothing else to do in Montana.
Yeah.
Nothing else to do. You got in your car, you cruised up and down a 1 mile strip. I don't even think it was a mile strip. You cruised back and forth, and that's it. That's all you did.
Oh, can I tell this story? Okay. So I wasn't drunk. I was a sober one. I went out with Becca and Scooter one night, and to me, they weren't embarrassed. I was embarrassed for all of us. We were downtown Sacramento, and they were drunk, and for some reason, they wanted to fight a raccoon. They rolled their window down and tried to fight a raccoon. I was like, what are we doing right now?
It was behind a dumpster, and he looked buck. He was getting all...
But they were in it together.
He was fired up.
I was like,
I'm getting out of the car, man. I'm fighting a raccoon tonight.
Both of you, shut up. Because I can't take two of you at the same time being this stupid. Put your window up and stop yelling at the raccoon.
But that's not the only time that those kind of things happen with Rebecca and I downtown.
They're the same person when they're drunk, which is insane. Like, I can't go with both of them.
She couldn't find me because I was taking tequila shots and eating a hot dog.
Becca's birthday party. I lost them.
This is like last year. 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So Becca had a very awesome birthday party, and Scooter and Becca disappeared. They found some random like hot dog person on a side
that was
at downtown
selling
Sacramento. Shots and hot dogs. And they're like, we have to get them. I was like, where's Becca and Scooter? And I called them and they're like, I don't know where we are. We were only like, I'm going to say 2 blocks from the parking garage.
Orville was there. Her husband was there. And he was like,
he's also aloof. Even sober.
I think he was sober. I don't know for sure, but I know.
He's just always down for a good time. That's why we love Orville.
Yeah. I was like, why is there so much tahini on my tequila shot? And I ate I just got a hot dog, like no bun, nothing. Just like, give me that. And I took it and I ate it. And she goes, where are you? I was like, I don't know.
By the hot dog stand.
There's a hot dog stand. So I read a sign and she goes, all right. And she pulled around and she picked me up.
It was ridiculous.
It was solid.
I didn't pick you up because I'm pretty sure Megan was driving.
Oh, well.
It wasn't me.
I got in the car.
We just lost.
I got in the car with people I knew.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
This is why
that was not embarrassing.
Scooter cannot go out with me.
That was not embarrassing.
I'm always the sober one when it's those two.
Well, that's your fault.
You guys just get drunk first.
Well, yeah, but there's also Uber.
Yeah, but we don't always plan that way.
We don't plan.
No, we just go and then
until we go to festivals. We do plan for festivals.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And then next question. Ryan says, if you could get lit with any Marvel character, who would it be?
What do you mean by, okay, we have to define lit. No, what's lit?
No, we don't.
Is it an acronym?
What? What are you, 80?
It says lit. It's capitalized lit.
Yes. You could figure this out. I think you can do this.
What's lit mean?
Stop it.
No, but like high?
3 hazy IPAs deep. Well, if he does 1 hazy, he's asleep. So we'll go 3. We'll go
3 double IPAs.
We'll go 4 shots of proper deep.
With a Marvel character. Oh, you go.
What?
You go.
A Marvel character?
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, it's going to sound weird, but I'm going to say Hulk. Because
that's weird.
It's not. It's not. Because here's the reason why. He doesn't ever get drunk. So I always have a designated person.
Jesus. Talk about... He's obviously the straight one.
The logistical one.
Yeah.
And if I need to ride home, they just pick me up and take me home. Logistics. Iron Man would be fun. But I feel like...
yeah, and he could buy your way out of anything.
But I feel like we have a friend whose nickname should be Iron Man. Who you're going to go see in Vegas next week. I feel like he is Tony Stark.
In a sense. Yeah. And I'm going to Vegas with this human...
I feel like he is
next weekend.
Legit Tony Stark.
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'll just pay your way out.
Right.
It's fine.
I got you. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick with the Hulk. I'll even go She-Hulk. Spider-Man.
Who said Spider-Man?
Ryan.
Wow.
Wow. Why? Because he can take you over the buildings. I mean, it's not as cool if you can do it yourself.
Wow.
Wow. It's like parachuting with a...
So we talk about most embarrassing moments. This is yours, Ryan. This is yours.
He's underage.
Right? And then Bailey says, he's underage. You're buying alcohol for a minor, Ryan. I would say probably, and I know this sounds very like I'm promoting or since it's new or whatever, probably Star-Lord.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think we could party like an.
Is Venom Marvel?
Yeah,
Oh, Venom would be fun also. He's friggin' hilarious.
that's true. But you'd probably be dead, or
Why?
or be another alien by the end of your night out.
That's okay though.
Oh, I mean, I'm okay with that. It was like
Venom. I changed my mind to Venom. Oh, Venom and the Hulk. Ooh,
so.
that'd be good.
Venom's a good one, especially Tom Hardy's Venom.
Oh, so good.
Like not whatever that was in the other Spider-Man series, but Star-Lord. Oh my! We'd go wherever and do whatever and take stuff and try to hit on hot chicks and.
But I feel like he'd leave you in a pinch.
That's the whole point. Like when you're out partying with the dude, is like every man for themselves.
No, it's not.
I think it's great.
No.
That's great.
Ooh, Bailey said Loki. That's a good one.
Loki's rough.
Becca's just trying to go out with the actors, so she's like Venom without the costume, or Black Panther without the costume. I'm like, those are just people.
So that's not
Tom Hardy.
that's not a random question. That's a dating app. Now I know which one to do. What's the app where you can pay for somebody to send them a message?
I have no idea.
What is it, guys? Anybody? What is it? There's
Everyone's together in this chat.
What do you mean? Not everybody's together.
Oh, wait.
No, I'm just saying there's what is it called? Like you can actually pay for somebody to send a private birthday message that says
Oh yeah,
"Happy birthday, Rebecca,"
Yeah.
and those says.
from blah blah blah.
Now I know what to.
Yeah, Becca.
We got Tom Hardy.
We have to send her a member from the Vikings crew to her house. And
So
she'd be like,
Tom Hardy, but sorry, but AI still exists, so we might
No.
get a Chadwick Boseman.
Nobody.
For her.
No, it's not the chat. Nobody wants to talk. It's the face.
No, that's what I'm saying. That no.
Idris Elba.
Oh, for real.
He was in Marvel. Just kidding.
He might be.
He's not.
He might be. So realistically, I was like, and Tom Hardy is like, I have a man crush.
Hardy's awesome.
I have a man crush on that dude
Yeah.
myself, for not just because of the acting and there's for a lot of
Jiu-jitsu.
reasons, not just jujitsu, but the way he does jujitsu. Like he shows up and enrolls in tournaments for jujitsu, Brazilian
Right,
jiu-jitsu,
under his own name.
under a different name.
Oh, under different. So people don't know.
So he goes in and competes, so people don't.
But they see his face.
Yes, and he's like, so he doesn't fight. He wants to fight for real.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this guy,
Yeah.
just cool dude.
You ready for the next one?
No, I don't know.
Too bad. What do you think the best game ever created is, both video and board? Ooh.
Best or most nostalgic? Because I was like,
Yeah, it's true.
because that's to me that's two different things.
Board game's hard.
Is it? Yes.
I'm looking at our board games right
But
now.
also, yeah, I mean, they're blurred out for, well, you could probably still read some of them if you're watching this. Here, let's go to Sarah. There. That's some of our board games.
Okay, I'm
some,
ready.
not
I'm ready.
SUM, but SOME. We have plenty more.
Okay, I'm
in
ready.
Crazy other rooms.
So again, whether it's nostalgia or not, it's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, for
video
sure.
game, N64 Star Fox,
Well done. Well
because
done.
it's just friggin' amazing. If you haven't
is.
played it, I'm sad for you. And then GoldenEye. Oh, love friggin' see, Becca said GoldenEye. GoldenEye so good. I miss GoldenEye.
She
so
said
bad.
also said Call of Duty.
And Duck Hunt. I can't do Call of Duty. There's too many buttons. I can't shoot.
Well, it's not about buttons. It's about she has like motion problems.
I
Like,
can't.
what's left and right, what's up and down. She's like, I don't know.
I don't know how to shoot and look at the same time and walk. Like it's too many things. I miss the the two buttons up and down and whatever. And then board game, it's a recent one. The old school board games, I mean, I don't like Monopoly. I like Hungry Hippos. I've never played Clue, but Zombicide. If we have never played a game of Zombicide, are we really friends? I don't know. Just put it out there.
I did not know this
kidding,
about
everyone.
you.
Zombicide is.
I
fun
didn't
if-
know you liked that
but
so much.
you have to play house rules. I can't play
Oh,
a full version. It's too
nah,
freaking long.
No. Well, I mean, no, House Rules is long.
No, it's not. House rules are short.
No, House Rules
Oh, because
was
they keep coming.
yeah, it was like, oh, you're fine, you're not dead. We just regenerate. That's House
Zombicide
Rules.
in general. Let's do it. And Ryan, most nostalgic
Really?
legit is still GoldenEye because we used to play as me and my siblings would play all the time. N64, dun 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 dun. Little scream to come down
So
because
is
he
it
died.
best and nostalgic?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
What you got?
best. Okay, we want to do best and most nostalgic on both.
Sure.
So which one are we doing first?
It doesn't matter. It's all you.
All right. So I have no big words left. So video game, probably the most nostalgic for me. There's so many, and I have to say they're nostalgic because I played it with my dad. It's that simple.
Yeah.
We played like the old school Atari football game.
Okay.
We played pole position.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just a driving game.
Okay.
And the other one, it's probably something people didn't play a lot of. Like, I think the most nostalgic, not that I played a lot of it, but my dad played a ton of it. Mario Golf.
I don't think I've ever played
on
that.
the original NES.
Dang.
And it's because it was the most relatable moment of my life growing up, because I was like 14, 15, and my dad sucks, and my stepmom's stupid, and you guys don't understand what I'm going through. Yet I've got braces on my teeth. I've got my lunch packed every day. You know, I was like, yeah. I literally have everything I had a hot tub that I can go use anytime. You know,
Jeez.
Like I was spoiled AF
right.
when I lived with my dad. I was probably like 14, but I was like, this sucks and stupid, blah, blah, blah. But at like 3 a.m., I'm downstairs, like listening to Def Leppard Hysteria and the first, Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses on a CD player.
Yeah.
Do the math, guys. This is like the first CD player ever. Like it looked like a VCR, but played CDs. Right. It was one of the first ones. And I'm up it, but I can hear, woo! And it's my dad upstairs on a big screen, really crappy resolution TV playing Mario Golf. So I have to say the most nostalgic Mario Golf.
That's good. I like it.
That's a long story long.
It's a long story long.
So I don't get to answer anything else.
Did you finish the best? Okay, so I still need best game, video, and board game.
But best video game, it's just best for me, not because it's nostalgia, but it to me it changed the game. Was Resident Evil 4.
Ooh, that's good.
You don't even know. You never played it.
I mean, I know the name. Ooh, can I go through the chat real quick?
Resident Evil 4, because it changed Resident Evil. It was amazing. And it scared the crap out of me. And I finished the game. And I loved it. And I just downloaded the new version like 2 weeks ago. And the revamped version. I'm going to play it again. Yeah.
So Ryan says Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3.
Oh, good game.
Modern Warfare 2. Valerie, I'm assuming Valerie and John, said Pitfall, Dig Dug, Donkey Kong, Super Mario Brothers, Pole Position, Ice Climber, Altered Beast, Kung Fu, Double Dragon, Ghosts and Goblins, Resident Evil 4. Altered Beast, rise from your grave.
Did you say Resident Evil 4?
Yes.
Okay, so Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, Altered Beast is,
but
okay,
also,
I'm going to go with nostalgic.
Whatever list you put in there is like, so, no, hold on. Like, how do we put this? This could be a meme. You know you're old when you've played. But no, everything they listed in the first part. Everything they listed in the first part. Realistically, I've played all of those games for sure. But I was just like,
love Altered Beast, so good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, favorite. I mean, yeah, video game. But I was like, also Unreal Tournament is another one for me.
Yeah,
Unreal Tournament was a huge one for me. I played. I mean, just certain games. But when it comes to tabletop games, board games, I mean, some things I get bored with board games. I know this is gonna sound awful, really bad. I get bored with board games really fast. So I'd have to say favorite that I can play over and over with other people, is Red Dragon Inn
Yeah.
and Suro.
Cool.
Not as much.
Medium.
Medium's really good, but I just feel like medium's up there.
Yeah.
That medium's up there.
Medium's
okay.
good.
There's a game called Medium.
Super fun.
Yeah, and we just bought a new game. We're gonna try it out.
Yeah.
See what happens. Maybe my opinions will change.
Yeah, right? Ugh. So fun. Good questions. Good questions. Man, Altered Beast though. Ugh.
Isn't that rise from your grave?
Rise from your grave.
They didn't say that with it. They say it like me, right? Rise from your grave.
No, I think I won.
Oh.
Ooh. Bailey said you remember Burnout?
Yes.
So yes.
Holy cow. Especially what was it? I think it was Burnout 3. I
love
think
Crazy Taxi Driver. That was also really fun for me.
that's where I got
Because
the confusion.
The soundtrack was so good.
Okay, so I had this big confusion the other day because
The clown game.
the Twisted Metal game.
Yes.
So the Twisted Metal is becoming like a series or a show or something, the video game. And I was like, this is your game. And it's like, oh, it's Crazy Taxi. So I apologize for that.
Crazy Taxi.
But hold on. Oh, of course, Quake. Quake was.
I don't know. Quick.
Oh, Quake. Quake is John's put in there Quake because Quake is, to me, Unreal Tournament surpassed Quake for me. Quake is like a demonic, scarier version of what was it? GoldenEye.
Oh.
Let's look at it that way. It's more, yeah.
Yeah.
So look at it that way. But no, I think it was Burnout 3 was one of my, was it Burnout 3?
I remember.
Because who put that in there?
Bailey.
Oh, of course. I think Burnout 3. I think it was the third one that was one of our favorites back then. And of course, if we want to go nostalgic too, there's a more recent nostalgic playing Rock Band and playing with Ariel and Bailey, playing like Paramore songs was some of the coolest moments of my whole life. Still trying to figure out
for his 50th birthday this year because he's heck old.
No, seriously, like,
just kidding.
That was so fun. I have stories about that. Yeah.
But not today.
No. All right. So.
That was good. Good questions, Ryan. Good questions.
Yeah. Ooh, remember Burnout. Okay. See, now I see what you're saying.
All right. Ready?
What are you doing?
For what's up in your area?
You don't even know how to do it. I don't even know how to do a sounder for that.
There isn't one. It's
what's terrible. Up in you or area?
Yeah, it's terrible. Did you put one down?
Yes. Stop.
Oh, I wrote one.
Stop already. Looking at my thing.
So tomorrow, to start our crazy week off, we have jazz night, and it is for the kids' band, and they're hosting a jazz event, and there's food and swing dancing and wine and beer. And so we are doing that tomorrow, and it is still open for people to buy tickets if you guys want to.
If you're in Sacramento,
come down and visit us in Sacramento and go to a jazz night.
Come up.
We don't know that.
Oh, down. They're in all different directions.
It's always down, no matter what happens.
What do you mean?
I always say come down.
Come on down to. Yeah, that does make sense.
It's always down.
Sounds like a furniture commercial, but yeah.
What you got?
Oh, so, and I am going to this. It's here in Sacramento. In Midtown? Yeah, Midtown. On Sunday.
Aww.
So you will be out of town. But on Sunday, I'm going down to Goldfields.
Yes.
Okay, in Midtown. Because there's 3 bands that are playing that I know them and have gotten to know them over the years. So there's a guy named Seth Kaminsky.
He's great.
Opening up for Ambiverse.
They're also
brand new band that actually looked them. Huh?
Have you heard Ambiverse?
Not live.
Oh.
They have some stuff on Spotify. I think they have 2 singles that were released. One is with a pretty high end artist and stuff. So make sure and check out, if you look at Ambiverse, look them up. We know the bass player and singer. And National Lines is the headliner of the night. So and these are all local Sacramento musicians.
Yeah.
National Lines, make sure and check them out because he's the bass player and singer of, they're all connected.
Yes.
Seth is the drummer for National Lines.
Right.
Ambiverse, the bass player and singer, is the bass player for and backup singer for National Lines. So they all know each other. They all write music together. National Lines been around the longest.
Yeah.
Just know that whatever taste of music you kind of have, they're kind of poppy. They can be a little alternative.
Yeah.
They can be more guitar, singer-songwriter version with Seth. But amazing good stuff. I'm going to take Mariah and probably one of her friends down there because you're out. And the reason we know them is because his name's Chris Hamilton.
It's weird.
Who is the bass player and singer of Ambiverse, was Mariah's first and only guitar teacher.
Yeah.
For quite a while.
It's pretty cool.
So, yeah. So that's what's going on this Sunday. So if you're in Sacramento or want to be in Sacramento, come see us.
I will not be.
The doors open at 6:30. Music starts about 7.
Yes.
Good times. They have food, drinks.
Yeah.
All ages.
All ages. It's kind of nice.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. All right. Cool. What's left?
We're done.
Shout out! Woo!
Whew. All right.
You ready?
That was a lot of words. I don't know. Go. It's your
So
turn.
mine is to this dog whose name I can't remember.
Oh.
So
wow.
my little sister,
DOG or DAWG?
either. So my sister has had her neighbor's dog, and literally on his name tag, it has his name and then nickname, aka the escape artist. And he has gotten through their fence multiple times. They put up new fence beams, fence things. And he's eaten them. Like in the middle of the night, she's up and she hears the dog tearing apart the fence. And he just keeps coming back on over and saying hi and hanging out with them because he's lonely. And so shout out to him, aka the escape artist, for his diligence and wanting to be their best friend.
Okay.
Because I found it funny.
I also feel like you did your homework on all other subjects, but this subject you're like, nah.
I mean, I knew his name.
That's a shout out?
Yeah, to the dog.
So
funny.
what's his social handle? Do you know?
He doesn't have one. His owners don't really care where he goes.
So how do you help
The
this?
dog was in their
escape
yard for
artist
like
promote him?
24 plus hours and nobody came to find him. So, and he's a gorgeous husky.
He
He's
needs
so
a shout.
pretty.
I haven't seen this dog, but I've heard many, many stories.
So pretty. I just find it
Early
funny.
in the morning, late at night, I've heard these
Yeah.
stories.
He's always there. It's funny.
I'll get a phone call. She goes, "He's still there?" That's all I hear is like, "Why is he still there? Call the pound."
Oh, I mean, I love animals, but at some point, the owner has to learn a lesson.
Not only that, but sometimes the pound is a better place.
I don't know if the pound's even a real thing anymore.
Well, you know what I mean. Animal shelter. The shelter. I think they used to call it the pound.
Yeah. They need
it's
a
still,
fine.
Hold on. They changed the verbiage so
so it
humans didn't get offended. So it's still the pound. It's an animal shelter. They still put dogs down.
Yeah.
Sorry, but they do.
That's why she hasn't called, because she feels bad. And I was like, okay, but he's been in your yard like 4 to 5 days in a week. That's too many.
But I also look at like sometimes going to an animal shelter is better than being with the owner you're with.
That's true.
And they
didn't notice he was gone for like over 24 hours. That's a concern.
So that I just
like you didn't go feed him in 24 hours. You didn't think that maybe he needs food and water. I don't know. I think that's weird. Anyways, that was mine. What do you got?
All right, so that's your shout out. All right, I have 2-ish because one just came to me.
Okay.
I had one before. I want to give a big shout out to Oak Park Brewing and
Ooh.
Yep. See
What
the
was
words
that?
I got. Jackrabbit.
Jackrabbit.
See, 2 shots and I'm done. Jackrabbit Brewing, because they stepped up and they donated quite a bit of beer and stuff for our fundraiser that's going on tomorrow for the Intercom High School Music Booster. So that's another thing. If you're in the area, I know you're not, whoever's viewing this, but we don't know. Please buy a ticket because it literally makes all the crazy cool things that our kids do and this community do for band and all that kind of stuff. It makes that happen. So big shout out to them because it was kind of on a whim. And this is where I kind of looped that in. It was like, I was at Fixin's and I was like, while I'm at Fixin's, it's like less than a block walk to Oak Park Brewing. So I'm going to go over there and grab a 4-pack.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I want to grab a cool 4-pack from a local brewery. And I love this brewery. They have a good history, right, with us. And we love that place.
Yes.
So we walked over there. Well, I walked over there.
I wasn't there.
I walked over there and I was like, hold on. Before I left, I was like, I'm going to bring a jazz night brochure and it's like, see if they want to help out. Went over there without a question. The owner, Jeff, goes, yeah, I'll give you 2 cases. I'm like, oh my God, you're the coolest dude. I mean, he's like 6'5", and I'm like, I felt short as a 6-foot guy, but super nice guy, gave me 2 cases, donated them to me, and it was so that was super cool. Jackrabbit Brewing, I reached out to them over social media. They were the one that responded. It's like, absolutely, we'll set aside some beer for you. I was like, oh, this is so awesome. So there are still some good people that step out and help out the local community just because.
Absolutely.
Not because they didn't ask to be on any flyers.
Right.
They didn't be asked to be on any. And you dealt with that too. It's like there's certain people is like, well, you need to put me on your website. I was like, these guys just like, here you go. And they put our poster up. And I was like, and they're like, yeah, this is what we do.
They're just awesome.
That's what I feel about good people doing good things. The other thing is like, I know it's a shout out. I just thought about it. Mike Trombley, who is the owner of, oh God, and I'm going to feel really, really bad. Chasity, his wife. I feel really, really bad. And I'm going to have to look it up. And I love you, Mike, but I just forgot. And it's totally fine because I only know you. I don't know her in person.
What's a shadow? I'm confused.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Gosh, why so much pressure? You're supposed to help me vamp and do all this stuff, but
I can't because I don't even know where you're going with the shadow.
I'm almost there. Oh my gosh, this is awful. Chasity. So they are fur baby parents.
Oh.
So they have a few, I think 2 dogs that are absolutely adorable. But I think it was yesterday or the day before. They are now human parents.
Oh,
so they have a baby girl. And I'm very excited about that. He's a hashtag girl dad.
Aww.
So I'm very, very, I think her name's River or something to that effect. I do pay attention, but yeah, River Lynn. So very exciting, younger couple, but also people that are chasing their passions.
Yeah.
You know, he's a guitar pedal designer and builder. But at the core of all these things, like the people that I go and talk to Jeff, you know, down at OPB, he's the owner. I talked to Mike Trombley, who's an owner. But at the core of all this, they're just people doing things that they love to do.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. A huge, so big shout out to you, Mike, and your new baby girl. I'm excited to see how crazy she makes you.
Good luck.
Because
daughters or something else.
Well, they become an obsession as a parent. So
good luck.
There's something double X.
Yeah.
Chromosomes.
Good luck. That's all I have to say.
So
could be worse. You could be a boy mom. Just kidding. I mean a boy dad.
Woo!
Boys are also something else.
That's just a different thing.
It's a whole other beast. So next week we will not be here.
What do you mean?
You won't be.
We will not. Hold on.
We will not be.
We will not have a live show next Friday.
Right.
That's all you got to say. I don't know why you make it complicated. We're not here.
You're not here.
I'm always here.
No,
I'm never where they are.
You're going to Las Vegas to go party without me. He's like, out. I'm out. I don't.
But I'm leaving on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Can we do a Thursday night show?
I mean, maybe. What's Thursday? The 12th?
I don't know.
Maybe. May have to be a Thursday, guys, but we can't do it late because people have to work the next day.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Yes, Valerie, he's leaving to Vegas without me. He didn't even invite me or anything.
Oh, I invited you.
Kidding. He's going to a really cool festival.
Sick New World
in Vegas.
Look it up. sicknewworld.com
with Iron Man, basically.
Basically. So I got a message from somebody that I know that's closer. Yeah. Text me and I'll tell you all the details.
There's no need.
The
family friend invited him to go to Vegas to help babysit a bunch of teenage boys, but also go mosh out while you're there.
To a full day concert
Yes.
In Vegas. And I have to say, here's the thing, is like Lacey Sturm is back with Flyleaf and they're playing at Sick New World. So, yeah, you deserve that for mocking Lacey Sturm. Yeah. So, yes, I'm very, very excited about that. I'm also bummed that you're not coming with me. I'm also bummed that my 2 oldest daughters are not coming with me because they would appreciate the crap out of this.
Didn't invite me.
It's not about an invitation.
I wasn't invited.
You were invited.
I wasn't invited.
Oh, wow.
I have to stay home with the children and raise them. Just kidding. Unfortunately, the month of May is the stupidest month of all times.
Yeah,
if you have any kids, whatever the last month is that your kids have school is the dumbest month that exists. So for us, it's May. And we have everything happening. We have ceremonies and graduations, and like every program they're in has a different award ceremony. So the 13th, we have 2 events happening on the 13th. I think something happening on the 12th. There's a spring concert in there somewhere. There's so many things happening that we can't both be gone at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, because you're also going to Disney World without me. So let's put this into the rotation.
Kind of.
You're going to see one of my daughters, and I'm not, and going to Florida.
It's work.
Okay.
Yours isn't work. It's just fun.
All right. So let's balance this out. But
anyways,
no. So maybe we'll do a Thursday show. But on that note, we really have to. I mean, we're gonna not change what we're doing right now, but there might be some little episodes here and there that you might see because I think we might do a shout out, like just a shout out episode every once in a while of people that we want to promote personally.
Yeah.
So you might be, there's a local author that is part of our community.
Yeah.
So I might be doing a little live show somewhere outside of this to shout out a local author. And I had his book with me a second ago because I just got it. I was not ready.
It's fine. Continue.
But that will happen probably the next few weeks. I would love to have, I think we're going to invite some
guests. Come
guests.
Be our guest.
Yeah, well, we have some guests. So anytime somebody's going to visit us, we're going to pressure them to sit in a chair.
Yeah.
Pull up a chair and do this with us. And if you guys have any suggestions, any ideas about questions, comments, advise me not sections, please put them in the chat. Put them in the comments of our YouTube also, because I know, thanks Lucy for going in there and saying her Vancouver trip was not like ours.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that big time, like putting in there, like, let us know what's going on with you, because we'd love to talk to you about those types of things.
Yes.
So that, and also make sure, hit us up, because we did make these little stickers. We bought these, and we'll give them to you if you want them. So hit us up with a DM or however.
Or
text us. Most of you can just text us. I think everybody that watches this show has our number.
We don't know that.
That's true. Some people are lurking.
You can probably just Google our name and still find our phone number and just text us.
Probably pretty true.
Yeah. We have no personal information anymore.
No.
Yeah. All right. On that note, happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. We don't have another shot to finish because
we can.
I might take a nap.
It's fine. It's the end of the show.
Oh, you're pouring stuff, but she's pouring whiskey for Cinco de Mayo. Wow.
Listen.
That's a wrong continent.
First off, I think that
don't spill on the stickers.
I think it's really terrible to assume that people in Mexico only drink whiskey.
That's
real wrong. All right. Let's cheers, people. Goodbye.
All right. Slanchava.
We'll see you next time.
Cheers. We love you all.
Yes.
Pull up a chair and make sure to show up in person.
I'll say in real life, but yeah,
in real
person.
life. Yeah. Come see us. We will come see you.
Yeah.
All right. Let us know.
Bye.
Bye. Slancha.